So, guys, following, it's not ending. I won a campaign. Let's hope that all the replays are watchable now. There was just one track missing. It was this one here. So let's see. Nice, nice. Okay, so I can show you that until 8 PM when Marchie's trial discovery starts. So there has been a pathfinding campaign that came out now it's 1 week ago on the Friday it came out, and previous weekend on the Sunday evening there was a cup where everyone played with the lines that they found themselves, because the records have been secret. I participated in that cup. Top 3 won prize money. I was at my friend's, played it on the laptop. Didn't manage to get top 3. Was just not having enough time. But then everyone could see a bit the lines if you missed something somewhere. And there was also a hunting phase going on, where the winner of the campaign until yesterday evening, after Cup of the Day, has won 10 euros, dollars, also 10 something money. So, and I managed to actually get that with 5 world records and 4 second places. 280,000 points, and I want to show you now in the remaining 10 minutes until it's 8 PM how this looked like. I also want to see now the records myself for the very first time. So this is the first map. As I said, it's like pathfinding, like the best route. The kind of pathfinding where you search the best route through all the checkpoints. On this map, we figured out from the 6 checkpoints, it would be the best to go to this checkpoint with a booster, go then to this checkpoint, go then to this checkpoint because you just barely hit the ice then. Then you have this very annoying quarter pipe checkpoint that you have to hit. And here is a reactor gate, which was good to get into this checkpoint, and then from this one, this one was always annoying because you always can only go into this direction. You only can come from here into it, and you have to leave to here. Yeah, you finished in there. You could either do it left or right. So I didn't get the world record here. I kind of expected it was close. Yeah, Heath is only 0.4, also 400 he's in front of me. I definitely could have gotten that. I guess that Heath has a very good quarter pipe section, because this landing here is quite annoying. And yeah, he gained everything there. And then you box slide into... Okay, he changed his line. Like, it is very unclear what is the best line, to be honest. It is very unclear. It is super, super even. So, but is there anything special he did here? Not really. He just hit it well. And then he is already a hard, but by more than 400. It's just very similar, but here it's very important to finish as inside as possible. Actually, he didn't really get it perfect, so there was probably more doable. Yeah, then we go to the next map. This one is actually not really also, yeah, the checkpoint order is clear. This is the first checkpoint, this is the checkpoint, the second checkpoint, and then comes the finish back there. And it's just a question, how do you get to these checkpoints the best? In the start, you drop actually down to this penalty grass between the barriers and go up. This is better than going anything outside. Here you take this ramp and you jump with releasing towards here to get enough speed to get up here. And then here there are 2 finishes. Both of them have riskier finishes, also risky parts, and also safe ways. The safe ways then for rounds kind of interesting. So here I did a bounce that Hagen figured out. Now I wonder if the others did that as well, because when I finally got that bounce, I immediately got world record. Now I, however, see that they are really close to me. And actually they are all leading by quite a lot. Oh, this one guy had an interesting line. He comes back with more speed. Interesting. Oh yeah, actually pretty good. Okay, I'm last. So that means that probably they don't do the bounce. Look at this. This is how I got the world record. But interesting, 2 people even go straight into the other finish. Yeah, also what I do here is basically, instead of doing this bug slide around the tree, which is very difficult to aim, I do this bounce up onto the booster. Could have gone left of the tree, but didn't want to fail that good attempt. I'm really surprised, however, that this here is also so fast. Why is this also so fast? I thought that was a bit slower, but also quite random. Ah, okay, yeah, this is how he got it, probably very quick. Yeah, but I got the world record with that bounce, nice. So, now, because of the point system, Pol Abschaum, he has 3 world records, I have 5 world records, and one guy has another world record. Like, it's like the world records give him points. That's the only reason. It's just such a big difference. So on this map, a very weird map, I can tell you. I think I can already say we won't make it until 8 PM. I'll join the Marchi thing then later. Because I want to, of course, show you the maps. This one has 4 checkpoints, and you immediately see straight from the start that there are 2 checkpoints right after each other. And you cannot go from this up to this, but you can of course come from this and go down here. And I thought all the time that this is the logical combination from the one checkpoint to the other, but it was very difficult to figure out a way to use that. What I did was going to this checkpoint, going here onto the grass and then jumping up there. But to make this jump, I actually had to climb up the quarter pipe a little bit to just barely have enough speed here. Then go through an anti-boost into this checkpoint, and then I could go here and up here, and then I had this combination of the 2 checkpoints into the finish. But it turned out that there is actually a better combination, where you take this checkpoint, then you take the yellow booster and you jump to the upper one, then you go to this one, and then you go through this way to this one. So you actually do not combine these 2 checkpoints, which is quite interesting. So I hunted this a lot, because Molle's time is really cooked. And you know, when I hunted at the time it was secret, I knew I cannot be far away anymore, but it was really difficult to get him. But yeah, this is the second world record here of my discovery. So this section here was mega annoying to get right. And I got especially this last transition really good and the finish. Yeah, he finished too far outside. That's the reason why I got the world record. Also first of all, the speed that you get out of this landing is extremely random. Also not random, but also it's very different. It's a very different exit speed that you get here. And then you need to make sure that you jump here far enough so that you don't bounce too far up. And he has a perfect line now for this drop. But yeah, this one here is super annoying with the landing after this. Like, I landed super late and this made it kind of fast still. He goes outside of the white lines, has then less airtime. It was very unclear what is the better solution. I overall caught up to him though, because before that section I am much further behind, I would say. Yeah, also here I'm of course catching up, but I have a lot of airtime. Here the gap is quite huge again, and then I cut it in here. Yeah, quite different lines. Alright, now next. The other way was around 2 seconds slower. It was very hard to say how good you could actually get that quarter pipe. That was the weird thing, like how good can you get it with still being fast enough. So here my aim was to get second place. I kinda expected Heath to have a good time. This is the real pathfinding map. You have 9 checkpoints, you can see them from this angle kind of. You have, let's say it like this. We have 4 on the outside, here, 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 here. We have 2 on the top in the middle, here and here. And then we have 3 in the middle in the bottom, here, here, here. There are different lines, definitely different lines that you could take here. I figured out myself also very different stuff. For example, I went from the start to the bottom, then actually jumped to this one, turned around, made the outside checkpoints to this one here, went up this Gressel, which is of course super slow after this corner, jumped then to this checkpoint, from this checkpoint to this, and then into the multi-lap. It's a multi-lap, so the start is the finish here. But he found the best strat also for the cup, which basically goes to the bottom checkpoint directly, then to the other bottom, then to this checkpoint, then up here with a bug slide, then to this, and from here he goes to this one and takes the other outside checkpoints, and from this one to the end. This was the fastest line. However, wait, you could also do this the other way around. You could actually do this reversed. I tried that. Yeah, starting here, making this way, then combine the upper checkpoints, then dropping down, and then doing the lower ones and finish. It's not that far slower, but it is a bit slower. So, yeah, let's have a look at my run and compare it with Heath, who got the world record here. So this is a bug slide, and you need to keep a really good gear up this hill, and I got it apparently a lot better. Ooh. Ah. Okay, also what I see here immediately is I have a good lead, but then I overjumped it down here a bit, but that's not the full issue. I purposely went more outside in order to jump more to the left here. But he overtakes me with that. I have then a better angle for this turn, but he still gets a clean enough corner to still stay slightly ahead. And yeah, this ending here I never really got super great. Yeah, I didn't really feel this ending, this drop. Okay. So far, so good. We go next map, but we also go track Mädel, guys. We also go track Mädel. Let's see who it is. Then I show you the next maps. Oh, old player. Ach, it's older than me. GG. It took me some time to check the age. Older than me, and not in any of the countries that I tried so far. Moria was the first one that came into my mind. And he's not that known for other players. Alright, track Mädel is done. We can continue with the campaign. So, here we go with the next track. So far we had 2 world records for me, 2 world records for Heath. Here I have beaten him. Ah, okay, my previous PB was right behind him, and then I got a massive PB of over 210s, and yeah. This map has no checkpoints. It has a start here and the finish is on the other side, and you need to figure out the best route. You have here either a boost with a looping, from which you can then drop to these roads here. From these roads here you have like a plastic like a roof, and then you have these several holes here, these spiral holes, and then you can jump here into the rings. What you can also do is jumping into this here, where you have a reactor, but you also had free will here. I thought, where is it? Or is there no free will anymore? Huh? Okay, I never tested it out then. So there was free will, reactor and free will. So either you went into the reset. With the reset you don't have the free will anymore, but also no reactor. Or you went past it down here, where you kept reactor and free will, however, as well. and you would exit it like this, and then you have to get to the left. Here's a bunch of stuff in the way, a bunch of walls, roads, and so on. Not so nice. You could also basically drop into this big spiral here, and then jump into this direction, but also difficult to find a nice line. You could go further down in the start and jump from out of this thingy, either to the roads as well, or to this dirt road where you can go in here, and then you can actually go out there. So this was also an option. And then to the far right of the start, you have also here a road from which you can go into the spiral. And the very far right, I honestly didn't really test, because there's too much stuff in the way here. And you are not rewarded with any boosts or something, and this one is not really reachable. So the best line has been start, going downhill here, jumping out onto the right, also I went onto the right road. The left one has snow here, the right one has the issue that there is sand. So I either keep grip and go over the sand, or I take airtime from the transition directly to the plastic. Also either sand or airtime. Airtime was faster, and this is what I did. Then over this and into the finish. Yeah, let's show you my world record, and then we can also check what Heath actually did. Okay, he also jumps onto this road. I got it really, really good here, this landing in my PB. And here is a gear change that I got nicely. And then into the finish. Yeah, and this was another world record. Now we go next map. On this track, I was yak in the cup because I didn't have any time to look at it. But yeah, we have a 2 laps map. The multi-lap is here. This is the multi-lap in the middle. And then you have checkpoints here to the outside. Basically in one circle. And there were, for me, multiple options. Ah yeah, and you have the finishes in these holes. These holes are also finishes. And there was following ideas I had. First of all, I go to the right, take all the checkpoints. Then this is my last checkpoint, and I go back to the multi-lap. Now starts the second lap, and I started into this direction. So I naturally go here, do this, and then I end at this checkpoint and have to go into a finish or multi-lap. And the closest finish is right there, behind the checkpoint, but I have to really brake hard for it and then go backwards. So to avoid having such an ending, I thought, what if I change something? But if you go like this, you also end up to go into the multi-lap the same way. So it's the same issue. So now you can basically decide how you do it. You always end like this. You can of course then go to the right, which is a really shit corner, I would say. Then you would actually end up in this checkpoint as last CP. Also here is a finish, but also here you would need to go back, or you go actually into the multi-lap. Also not that nice. Then I thought, what if you turn around in the first lap and you start going into this direction? Then you end up here and you decide to then go through the multi-lap and you go into this direction. And then you can decide if you go this way around or this way around. But the idea in the end was following. You actually go this way around in the first lap. You go through this checkpoint, and instead of the multi-lap, you just go into the finish. So now comes the big question for you guys. What do you think? Where does my car respawn when I pass this checkpoint, go then into the finish? And I double respawn after I passed the finish. Where do I respawn? The answer is, I respawn in the checkpoint, but in the second lap. So I immediately take this checkpoint. And then you can just do the other lap again. So I never have to go into the multi-lap. I mean, I know that the finishes are also a multi-lap, but I was not aware that I respawn into CP. I thought I would respawn somewhere in the finish. The thing is that this is a thing that has changed over the Trackmania games. This is different from Trackmania game to another Trackmania game. But here you respawn there apparently, and then you can just do the lap, and then you end up at this checkpoint, and instead of going to the multi-lap, it's even faster to go into this ring. And this is a desert map, so I hunted it, and I got a good time, a really good time actually, and apparently nobody else really tried hard to hunt against me. So here you can see my run. Also apparently, when we look at this, I was pretty far in front at this point here, but he had more exit speed. Yeah, this is how he came back. Also it's pretty similar, we are basically equal, but I respawned faster. Okay. I gained time with the respawn, then some tap 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 even for me, and the last turn was really good for me, and then I also braked for the finish to drop down earlier. Yeah, this is how I got the world record on this map as well. Now comes a map where I don't have world record. Here I'm again second. Oh, it's just 100. Okay, the thing is the times are secret, you know? If I had known that the gap to Heath is literally just 100, I would have of course continued. The thing is, if Heath would have attacked me, and it would have been a battle in the last hours, who will take actually the crown. The question is, which record would I have attacked from him? And this is, with secret times, quite a difficult decision. And I didn't really want to try this one, because my run that I got was super efficient. I got that rather early, and it was very clean. There was no big weakness in the lap. So I was really happy with it. But knowing that, like just 100, that would have been of course possible. So in this track here, you have basically two ways of driving it. You have again a multi-lap. You have to finish again in the start, and you have then 6 checkpoints. They are placed here, here in the far left, then here, then in this hole of the wall is a checkpoint, then here and here on the grass. The grass one is a bit offset, otherwise you can say that all of the checkpoints are basically in a circle again. I mean, the checkpoints itself are in a circle, but not combined with a multi-lap, because the grass one is a bit in between them. There have been two major ideas. Either you go this way around, where you then have to still get that checkpoint and finish, or you take this checkpoint early on, then take this way and you go from this into the finish, or you do it the other way around, where you go this way. Also here the question, do you go directly to this and take the ring checkpoint in the end, or do you actually take the ring checkpoint at the start, go then here, and then you can finish from this one to the multi-lap? The last idea is then actually the fastest one. So first ring, then here, then here, then here. Here were, however, two options still that were very similar, so I wonder what Molle and Heath then did. You could, from this checkpoint, either just jump to the right onto the plastic, go through this checkpoint, straight to this checkpoint, go onto this downhill into the finish. The other option is that you actually jump down into a box slide, and you go this way through the CP and this way over the plastic, which is a longer way, and with bug sliding partly. But here you actually get a reactor, and then you can go through this checkpoint and over the black platform and the red plastic to the finish with having reactor. So let's see what actually the others did. I show you again my run, but I have the other two open. Also here is a different strat possible. After this, like in rounds, many people did it. At the exit of this bug slide, you could also do a low bug slide and take the downhill on the right side. I'm speaking of the downhill here, the two ledges, also worked. Okay, I'm the only one going like this. That's interesting. But I'm gaining to heave then. Oh yeah, it's super close, like what the fuck. Okay, that's interesting. They actually went for that line. I mean, I tested it myself as well, and I figured out that what I did was faster. And Heath got it good. So I had a really good run, but his start was just too fast. He had too much of a lead. Alright. Then we go into... we have 2 more maps. We go into this track. And this is the LOL map. Wait, I actually beat them by that much? Wow, then my previous PB was actually very close to them. This is a LOL map. This was completely garbage to have it in here. And it's super stupid that I have the world record on it. But I got it. The following thing happens here. You have the start and also the finishes again right here. And then you have in these holes or in this water, also when you drive through the grass here, you have a strong reactor. This is like, you cannot see it, but when you drive the map you realize it. Here it is. You have a strong reactor here. You have then several rings, sometimes smaller reactor or fragile or reset. There's multiple stuff. So we have 3 checkpoints. First checkpoint is this whole area. They are all linked. You have rings and you have real checkpoints in the bottom. Then you have another checkpoint here with a ring above. This is the second one. And you have here the third one. This is only a ring. So following thing is now important here to know. If you take the bottom here or this one, so if you take a non-ring, it would mean that you take this, then you go here, and then you have to go from here to the finish, which is pretty far away. Because you have here a booster, but then you have a lot of weird penalty stuff here, or you have to jump through this stuff and then get from here towards the finish. But if you manage to only grab the ring checkpoints at every part, and the biggest issue is this one, because these ones you just fly through easily with a reactor, but hitting this ring checkpoint, as you also get wet wheels at this part where you get a reactor, you don't have really much control at your flights. And you want to get this checkpoint, but then also fly back and not into the abyss, because you cannot really respawn at this point. No, you want to somehow fly in here and then fly back and get to this ring checkpoint. If you manage to only touch the ring checkpoints, it will mean that you can double respawn after you pass the last one. And then you will double respawn at the start. And then you only drive into the finish and you finish the map. So you don't have to come from this checkpoint and go to the finish. You can just double respawn, that takes 1 second, and then you just drive shortly to the right, you finish immediately. But that only works if you only grab ring checkpoints. That was especially interesting in the cup. In the cup itself, this was really annoying. But yeah, I got a good record. Let's actually do it like this. I first of all show that yak. So he goes into this water, gets the reactor and makes a barrel roll, lands here and goes like this backwards. Shortly a bit speed here and then the double respawn. Now we check out Sack the Warrior, and we have the other ghost open from that yak. Where is he actually? Why do I not see him? Achso. You don't see him because I didn't want to show my ghost already. Now, also, he jumps through here, gets this clean. Loses the reactor. The thing is, you lose the reactor quite early. Lands here. Looks actually pretty good, but yeah, the speed is a bit missing here. You kinda want to have a bit more speed. So now comes my record. And we compare it with both of them. So, I release. Then I get the zoop. Land clean here. Into this. And zoop! Small tree hit, but I'm already at the plastic. And you see, there is more possible even. Like if I get clean through this, then I keep even more speed. But it's very difficult to get right, because here are two bushes in the way right after the checkpoint when you turn around. And yeah, ideally you actually make a full 180 turn. Do you see the ring? That is... this is hard to show. This ring here. If you go through this, you have fragile, so you have to be a bit careful, but you have reactor. And then you can go with reactor to that last checkpoint. This is even better then. But yeah, jumping so far here, skipping a lot of penalty, and then basically immediately at the plastic. That was pretty good, and I got that world record on the LoL map. And now we have one more map. One more map is coming. One more map, guys. And this is this one here. And this map here was annoying because it looks like this. And this looks actually good on this PC, and because I use the Open Planet plugin here. But let me tell you, when you on my laptop, yeah, everything is black on this map. The black platform, everything is black. You cannot really see where a black platform ends, like these very obvious square parts here. I cannot see on the laptop. Everything is black on this map. You don't see in which height you are and so on. But it gets even worse. You have 4 checkpoints here that you have to take, but each checkpoint exists multiple times. You have multiple checkpoint 1s, multiple checkpoint 2s, so multiple checkpoints are linked, and they are everywhere. Like from the start, I can tell you that this is a checkpoint 1, this is a checkpoint 1, this is a checkpoint 1, but there has been also another checkpoint 1 somewhere that was a bit off. And then you wonder, where's then checkpoint 2? I think this was actually a checkpoint 3. Yeah, also completely nonsense. That was just annoying. I missed the world record by 2000. This is the only world record that neither Heath nor myself have. If I knew that it is 2000, I mean, I actually tried a bit longer, but this is a luck track for hunting. My easy line that I think everyone found very quickly was I take the checkpoint here, I jump then to this checkpoint, I make one corner, take this checkpoint, and then I need a checkpoint 4, and the closest checkpoint 4 to this one here is there. And there are different ways how you can do it. I was always dropping down onto the plastic and then from here to this checkpoint. But I didn't really win anything with that in the cup, because some people figured out a better route. And that is ignoring this checkpoint, taking the desert car, going to this checkpoint instead, from this checkpoint to these checkpoints with reactor, and then down into this checkpoint and then also into this one. Following things that you have to know how you get fast on this track. First of all, you have here reactor. If you normally drive over this is a reactor down. But you want, also what is faster in the end for hunting is reactor up. This means you will pass it, you want to pass it, grab the checkpoint and then drive already to the left again, so that you grab reactor up here, so that you get a zoop down there. Ideally, you get the reactor up in a way where you can full speed jump that, because often the normal reactor up, you still jump too high, you will have to release, which is annoying. But that felt a bit random. You can actually drop with your nose a bit further down, and then you can full speed this with reactor up and get a really nice zoop. And then comes the ending, and here the problem is that reactor up, however, means that you go into this checkpoint and then you fly. And it takes a while until the car goes down, because the finish is basically just the bottom. Yeah, you just have to go down. But we have reactor boost up. So to get quickly into the finish, you have to do just a luck thing. You have to get some bounce here from the edge where the car starts tilting, which should hopefully result in it going then further down quicker. Yeah, and this was the random part. I could have improved this. Now Sector Warrior is literally just 2000s in front. Oh god, he had a really good... Okay. Okay, also deserved world record for him even though it's that close, but he actually gained everything in the normal driving here. I mean, what I have to say is, it is crazy that he goes dead inside here and gets reactor up. Look, he doesn't have the angle for reactor up. He still doesn't have the angle. Now he gets the checkpoint. Now. And exactly when he leaves, he has just slightly the angle for reactor up. This is actually crazy. This couldn't have been any closer. And then he gets a zoop there on the side and is far ahead. And then he drives at normal. He literally drives at normal. And has to brake a lot until he goes down. And I took this edge. But sadly, I didn't get that anymore afterwards. But look what happens. The car wobbles and now it goes down much earlier. While he has to slow down so much, I can basically full speed it. And it's just 2000s. But with that, we are through. And I can show you 5 world records, 4 second places. And the second places, also literally 2 of them were within 100. Also there was actually even more possible. And I won the campaign. And with that, 10 money. GG.